Scouring the papers, constantly being updated online. How are they reacting to this result?
Things are getting really exciting right now, as you can imagine. For now, it's pretty factual. Let's take a look at some websites starting in Scotland. So here's the Scotsman here, very simply saying Scottish independence. Scotland votes no, but you can see photos here of people celebrating there in Glasgow. Now, the Herald here says that Scotland rejects independence, has those statistics 55 to 45, and they decided to go with a photo of Alex Salmond, looking pretty grim there.
It's about 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's about 6 in the morning, absolutely. So this is right before he gave his concession speech. Here is his tweet before his speech. Well done to Glasgow and to the people of Scotland for such an incredible support. Alistair Darling as well, before his speech, he said that he felt humbled by the level of support and the effort of our volunteers. David Cameron, of course, we're still waiting to hear from him. I've spoken to Alistair Darling and congratulated him on a well-fought campaign. So those are the tweets right before those speeches. A lot of papers are focusing on the turnout as well, that incredible turnout, 1.6 million votes. There were some turnouts that were close to 90% in East Dunbartonshire. Sorry, there was an incredible 97% turnout with the paper vote, the postal vote. So you can see here the Daily Record says that Scotland is setting history with this vote. Keep in mind that the highest turnout ever in a UK election was 83.9%. That was in 1950. So this is an incredible turnout for Scotland. A lot of papers across the border are also applauding this very incredible show of democracy, this unprecedented display of democracy and patriotism, according to The Independent. On their front page, they chose to go with the power to the people, and you can see a photo of people going to vote in a general good mood. The Guardian talks about Scotland's history makers, these voters, all the voters, whoever they voted for, they're history makers. And you can see on the front page of The Guardian, a 16-year-old girl casting her ballot, those incredibly young people participating in this election.
Now, Florence, clearly it's hard not to be impressed with all those people going out to vote. However, we were all across the world captivated by the Scottish independence referendum, but there was a lot of tensions as people went to the polling booths. That's right. Now, there were some reports of threats and intimidation in the hours before voting. You can read about that in various papers. The Independent, for instance, talks about one voting booth that was vandalized, actually. The Scotsman is, reporting about allegations of voting fraud. Now, these are very minor allegations you can read about in the Scotsman. This was in Glasgow City Council, so police are investigating reports of at least 10 instances of voting fraud, but these are very isolated offenses, and as I was saying, largely papers across the world are applauding the great exercise in democracy that this has been. So, any look briefly, Florence, on our papers looking to the future? What's next for Scotland now that they've started? Will it be more? It can't be more of the same status quo, surely. Well, absolutely. That's what Doug was saying. And now things start now after that vote. The Herald, in their editorial, this came out before the results, but they say after the poll, the real work begins, and it points out that the priority for the victors, so we didn't know at the time who those victors were going to be, but the priority is to take steps to heal the rift that has appeared in a Scottish society. Both camps must unite around the shared goal, and according to the Herald, that shared goal is to see Scotland thrive and become a better, fairer, and stronger nation. Now, some papers are also focusing on what all this means for Prime Minister David Cameron. I pulled out one article in The Guardian that points out that he has drawn a lot of criticism for what people say was a mishandling of the Scottish campaign, panicking at the end, giving promises to Scotland. A lot of people wonder if, he can battle the crunching battles ahead. And according to this article, Cameron should really fear for his future. Now, Scotland hasn't become an independent country this Friday. However, as we are saying, it's possibly gained a lot in terms of powers of devolution. Has the vote spurred on any other independence organisations? Well, lots of independence movements across Europe especially were paying very close attention to the referendum vote because they would perhaps want similar things to happen in their countries, especially the Flemish in Belgium, the Catalan in Spain. You can read about it in a front
front-page article in the Wall Street Journal today. They're talking about the fact that this referendum really set a template for other separatist movements, and if there had been a yes vote, well, that could have been a precedent for these other independence movements. In fact, Libération reports that several separatist movements, including the Corsican movement here in France, sent delegations to Scotland to observe the referendum, to take notes in a way. They talk about political tourism.
Gosh. There you go, Florence Villeminot there, looking at all the reactions in the papers and online. Thanks indeed for that. Well, we're going to have to take a quick break, but before we go, let's just take a quick listen again.